He probably said something slick about Jay-Z 2 months ago, maybe. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Jay hasn't spoken to him in 10 years. He's still talking about Jay. He'll still say something slick about Biggs. These don't say nothing to them. He don't even respond. He's still talking about him. Yo, grown men shouldn't talk about other grown men. Well, stop talking about these. They're not even responding to you. I talked about on the last episode, right? They had a Zoom call about, because Jay-Z and Biggs wanted to buy the Dame's third of roc-a-fella from him for $1.5 million. He didn't want to sell it to him. But they had a Zoom call about it. Jay and Biggs and the lawyers and everybody was on a Zoom call. And Dame was trying to talk to them like, yo, y'all gonna let the lawyers do this to you? Yo, come on. Da, da, da. And Jay and Biggs was like this. Yo, y'all don't hear me talking to you? I'm trying.
Jay-Z didn't get to the top of the game by letting anybody play him out of position. Cameron just dropped one of the most eye-opening stories yet about what really went down when Dame Dash tried to push too hard on the deal, and how Jay-Z stood firm and refused to get bullied out of millions of dollars during that roc-a-fella auction situation. And the crazy part, it ain't even about the money anymore. It's about pride, control, and who really held the power once the empire started cracking. Cameron made it clear. He's embarrassed even having to go back and forth about this. He said he's out here building real businesses, talking to people with power, and they don't want to deal with that kind of energy at all. He said that behavior is exactly why a lot of big money deals never got done around Dame Dash. When you hot, people will tolerate you. But once the flame cools down, nobody's cutting 10, 20, $30 million checks for chaos. And that's real talk. And the wildest part, Cam said there was a Zoom call with Jay-Z, Biggs, lawyers, everybody, trying to buy Dame Dash's third of roc-a-fella for $1.5 million. And while Dame was talking loud, trying to rally the troops, Jay and Biggs just sat there calm, quiet, and unbothered. That right there tells you everything about who had the leverage. Jay-Z didn't argue. He didn't explain. He didn't need to. He already knew the power dynamic had shifted. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all. But before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I have other businesses going on, and they'll be like, Ken, what the fuck is this about? What's happening? I'll be like, no, you know, this shit ain't about nothing, da, da, da. But this is part of the reason, this is part of the reason why business deals don't get done with this nigga and other elements, because they don't want to deal with this kind of behavior. When you hot and you on top and you got shit popping and you got motion, they'll deal with this behavior. Man, fuck it. If we got to take a chance with it, we'll take a chance with it. But when you not, they be like, man, stay away from them niggas. Them niggas is bugging. Them niggas, we ain't got time for that, man. We ain't cutting them niggas no 10, 20, $30 million check, depending on what line of business you in. Some niggas is with ignorant shit. Other people who's making hundreds of millions of dollars aren't. And I'm on a path to do shit like that, and this is backtracking what I'm doing. And it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. I don't mind doing this shit. You know me better than anybody. This shit fun. I do this in my sleep. Nigga, that's why I even feel bad with Dame doing this. You're not gonna win on the internet. But what I look like battling you on the internet? It's too easy. I've been doing this too long. I'm cruel and calculating. I am. Sin, you always say this to me. I don't know how to play. Pause. I don't. Whatever.
For real.
I don't. You say, Ken, fuck you. I say your mother was on crack. I sold her 2 dimes and then remind niggas and get proof that I did. That's what I do. That's what I do. I don't know how to play. I don't got no in between. Pause. I'm from a cruel area of the world. And that's how we play. That's just that.
So this is it for the week.
I hope it's, listen, I tell you a lot of times.
You know he gonna have something to say.
I know. That. Listen, what I'm trying to say is I don't think he gonna stop, because this is the most motion he had in I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. How much this is the most motion he had. I don't think he gonna stop. I think he going for another 3 months with this. You got to think about this, right? Think about it. He probably said something slick about Jay-Z 2 months ago, maybe. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Jay hasn't spoken to him in 10 years. He's still talking about Jay. He'll still say something slick about Biggs. These niggas don't say nothing to them. He don't even respond. He's still talking about him. Yo, grown men shouldn't talk about other grown men. Well, stop talking about these niggas. They not even responding to you. I talked about on the last episode, right? They had a Zoom call about, because Jay-Z and Biggs wanted to buy the Dame's third of roc-a-fella from him for $1.5 million. He didn't want to sell it to him. But they had a Zoom call about it. Jay and Biggs and the lawyers and everybody was on the Zoom call. And Dame was trying to talk to them like, yo, y'all gonna let the lawyers do this to you? Yo, come on, nigga, da-da-da. And Jay and Biggs was like this. Yo, y'all don't hear me talking to you? I'm trying.
Discipline.
Oh, man.
Yo, tell the nigga I'm not going to do you want the 1.5. Oh, you got to tell the nigga to tell. So no, I know it's not going to stop. But I got to take that approach to it because it becomes redundant and it's stupid. How much, that's what I'm saying. It starts to become to the lies, but you can only say so much about each other till you start making shit up.
Real power doesn't have to prove itself. It moves quiet and lets the results speak. That's exactly what I took away from this whole story between Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and the whole roc-a-fella situation. It showed the difference between noise and influence. One man was talking loud, trying to force his point. The other was calm, strategic, and making business moves that spoke louder than any argument ever could. That's the game right there. See, a lot of people confuse being vocal with being powerful. But in business, emotion costs you money. The people who win are the ones who stay focused, keep their composure, and don't let ego mess up the bag. Cameron wasn't just exposing drama. He was really giving a masterclass in business discipline. He basically said that behavior like that turns billion-dollar deals into missed calls. And he's right. Nobody cutting massive checks wants to deal with that kind of chaos. What stood out to me is how Jay-Z handled the whole thing. No back and forth. No interviews, no sneak shots online, just silence and strategy. That's a power move on its own. Because when you've built something as big as Roc-a-fella Records, you don't argue over who's louder. You protect your name, your equity, and your next move. And I'll say this too, Dame's passion was never the problem. In fact, that same energy helped build Roc-a-fella in the first place. But at a certain level, passion without patience becomes self-sabotage. You can't fight for control if you don't understand that control sometimes means letting go. Jay-Z moved like a chess player. Dame moved like a fighter. And that's why the ending looked the way it did. What I respect most about Kim is how he spoke on it with honesty, but without bitterness. He called it embarrassing because he's trying to grow past the street mentality into real corporate power. That's maturity. He's building legitimate businesses, creating new opportunities, and he's smart enough to know when the old energy just doesn't fit the new lane. That's what growth looks like. If there's one lesson in all this, it's simple. Protect your relationships and your reputation the same way you protect your money. Because one wrong emotional move can cost you both. Cam, Jay, Dame, they're all legends in their own right. But the difference is how each of them handles that power once the cameras turn off. Now I'll leave you with this. Do you think Dame's aggressive approach helped or hurt the legacy of Roc-a-fella in the long run? And what do you respect more in business? Passion or patience? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.